You're wonderful.
Rolling out.
Thank you very much, Frankie. Best of 3 upper bracket finals. Cinderin, Secret versus PSG.LGD. The Juggernauts finally clash. PSG.LGD, basically the favorites of the entire tournament, and they didn't really slow down much in the group stage, but did lose 1 game, and it was to Team Secret.
Yeah, exactly. You know, it's funny to look back on how the group stage went and realize that I think in the second game of that series, PSG kind of rolled them, but like you said, it was the 1 game that they lost. I believe in that game, PSG.LGD were rocking some Alchemist Death Prophet strategy. Might have been their only Alchemist pick of the tournament, and Secret just found a solution. They beat them with, ironically, Ogre Tiny in that game. So this time around will be played by the PSG.LGD side, so maybe took a little bit away from that series and want to bring it into this match today against Team Secret. But yeah, after we've seen a lot of the main event played, I think it makes so much sense that these teams are going to face off in this upper bracket final.
Yep, it's only fitting for sure, as Ame is going to be playing that Tiny. And I do want to talk about Tiny for a bit, but first, Magnus. These 2 heroes, in fact, are the 2 heroes of the tournament right now. They're continuing to get through. I do have to say, every TI, there's a couple of heroes that just get past the ban stage for whatever reason, even though they're extremely powerful. But I think the difference for me, I might be biased because I love strength heroes, these are really exciting heroes to watch, especially the Magnus. So happy to see that this time around.
Yeah, for sure. There's a lot of, how to say, they just make plays, right? That's what makes them so exciting to watch, is that they make moments. Tiny with the insane cleave damage and the single target burst potential, and Magnus we've seen Horn Toss make many a play already, and of course the team fight potential here. So yeah, should be good to watch. In the off lane, we are actually going to see the lane that Seb was talking about would be problematic here for Secret, so we'll see how it goes. He predicted that Y on the Ogre would be able to just shut the Winter Wyvern of Yapzor out of the lane, and as a result that Secret might put the Wyvern 5, but they have still opted for putting Puppey in the safe lane on that Snapfire. So yeah, if Seb is right here, this should mean a great start for Ame, as he would effectively be playing more or less one-on-one against the Magnus in lane, while Y would be bullying away Yapzor.
Yep, you see his Shockwave not able to connect there for Zai. He's going to be playing the Magnus this time around. And Matu playing the position 1 Weaver. So things kind of going as expected. Faith Beyond on the Lycan this time around. So are we expecting the Aghanim Scepter into the bite of Tiny, turning him into a Rock-Wolf hybrid?
We are very much expecting that. Seems to be the clear-cut plan that PSG.LGD showed Secret immediately on their 3rd pick. They're like, this is what we're going to do. Yeah. Secret with some decent solutions, right? You've got 2 BKB piercing disables through Winter's Curse as well as RP. You've got the instant catch of Dragon Knight. And speaking of Dragon Knight, he is destroying. Nothing to say in mid. Nisha is 12-4 against 3-2. Nothing to say fuck.
Kind of unheard. I mean, Nothing to Say has been owning so hard. We talk about how he's the one dominating his lanes usually. But you're right, this is not remotely close. It is still early, but it's a DK.
It is a DK favored matchup, but I don't think it generally goes this well for the Dragon Knight. So Nisha must have done something really, really well in the first few waves here.
Yep, gets another Dragon Tail, more denies to come, just continuing to dominate. I mean, we typically don't spend too much time talking about the CS, but this is very one-sided so far in this mid lane.
Good news for LGD is, of course, Ame is the current farm leader by quite a margin. More or less just getting everything he wants in this top lane. The only thing he needs to truly worry about is the Arctic Burn just chipping away at him, but fortunately for them, Y can expend as much gold as needed on buying extra regen for the Tiny to stay safe in the lane, as Ogre Magi is very item independent. Even in the lane stage, isn't too important to get those boots, for example. Can just act as effectively a wall with his spells.
And Nothing to Say. I mean, he spent so much time trying to go get that bounty rune, and Yapzor just denies it essentially by taking it himself. He is finding absolutely nothing in this mid lane. We'll see if they end up trying to rotate somebody over to help him out in a couple minutes here with probably the 6-minute rune, I would assume. But not so good so far for Nothing to Say. But, I mean, in terms of comeback potential, what kind of options does Puck have in this specific game?
It's okay. I think, obviously, Puck thrives if it wins its lane, but I don't think for PSG.LGD's lineup that it's integral that Nothing to Say is owning. That's the good news, is that if you were to lose a lane here for LGD by a bit, I honestly think losing the puck lane is almost the best, right? You want the Lycan to get the gold for the wolf fight like we talked about, and you want Tiny to be the shining carry of this game. Puck is not going to truly carry, he's going to be utility. Nisha.
Yep, Nisha, illusory ore with the fire spirits of Jin Q. He's burning down. Nice body blast from Nothing to Say. Not going to be enough for a kill, but forces Nisha out for now. In fact, they're actually going to go back onto Nothing to Say instead. Gets off the illusory, but the stun comes out. Yapzor with the first blood. And Team Secret actually get another kill. Matu kills Faith Beyond in the bot lane. So Crimson witnesses for everybody, so just kidding. Only a small percentage of people. Check your inventory, guys.
Except if you're Falk, then you get one.
My God, how could he be so...
It's the luckiest person.
11 Crimson witnesses.
So, yeah, if you get left alone as Lycan against Weaver, Snapfire, this is a really rough lane. Lycan fares pretty poorly in a lot of 1v2s. You don't have any mobility, your defensive capabilities. You're okay with the Helm of Iron Will, but it's not nearly enough against the overwhelming damage of the minus armor that these two heroes have together in lane, so does pay the price there for Xinq's rotations. Puppey is very much laying into him here. Xinq will have to back off, use the salve. Yeah, Secret absolutely off to a great start in this game, number one. I think if they could just see the game state right now, the exact farm, they would feel very comfortable. Yeah. All of their cores are getting what they want for the most part.
But of course, you are playing against a Tiny Cinder, and we've seen this so many times before. It's basically, oh, nice cookie from Puppey. Ends up stunning Faith Beyond. Has to kill off the bugs, and looks like he's just barely going to live. Matu doesn't have another Shikuchi for a little bit here. Might be pursuing now. Not worth the trouble, as more rotations came in for PSG.LGD. You can see Nothing to Say getting harassed out of lane again, as Nisha's Dragon Form comes out to do some corrosive breath damage to that tower.
Nisha will get his level 6 here, so there is some play potential made with a Dream Coil, but the good news for Secret in that sense is that the supporting cast of PSG.LGD doesn't really gank Dragon Knight very well right now. Ogre as well as Phoenix don't have burst damage. It's damage over time, and Dragon Knight's regen works very well against this type of damage, so he should be completely fine to just stay there and keep pressuring the tower. There's the
he's going to use his first coil. It's only onto the Wyvern, though.
Oh, he might get tailed
pursuing
here.
Dragon kill, not able to be dodged. That's going to be an easy kill for Team Secret, as it looks like the sacrifice will be Yapzor for a 1-for-1, as Nisha's still looking for a high five, pursuing it to the high ground. Still in the Dragon Form right now. Why? Ticking away slowly.
Okay.
Looks like he will survive, though. You got pretty good value out of that Dragon Form. Getting a kill, getting a bunch of damage to that tier 1 tower, and obviously the kill being on Nothing to Say is huge.
And Team Secret clearly understand that the position that their Dragon Knight is in. I'm sure Nisha communicated, you know, my game is great right now, let's play around me, let's put some pressure mid, and both teams make big rotations here to try to continue this pressure onto that mid lane and the puck. Nothing to Say will, at the very least here, be able to get a full wave with double range creeps, so getting a little bit of comeback, but as it stands right now is 400 net worth behind that Dragon Knight with 2 deaths. Honestly, thought it might have been worse than that, right? Like when we saw the start, he's keeping up somewhat okay here. And the bigger lane that Secret has the biggest win in is, as a matter of fact, the bottom lane with that Weaver massively out-farming Lycan.
Yeah, Matu already has Treads, Falcon Blade, so gonna do some damage to Jin Q, forcing out that dive. Yeah, just early laning stage advantage for Team Secret. Is this a lineup that you think that they can... oh, I'm going to see the Avatos from Ame. Tossing Secret away. Is this a lineup from Secret that you feel like can really take advantage of just like an early lead like this? Like, is it an easy to execute lineup?
I think when Magnus gets the Blink Dagger, I think you have a lot of options with both Dragon Knight and Magnus Blinks. You have a clear-cut stun, you have a repositioning ability against a team with 0 saves, except Sunray. So I definitely think Secret can turn this into a potentially snowball the game at around minute 15, while PSG.LGD might still be building up a little bit on their Lycan. But I'm with Seb on the logic here that in a way, Secret are a bit on a timer, right? Like, LGD's lineup feels like it can scale better, but they also do have that weak spot. And Secret has been very good at executing in specific points of the game this tournament. So if they identify when they need to get stuff done with their DK and Magnus, they definitely have like a 5 to 10 minute power play where I feel like they're just going to be stronger. So, Nisha's back onto mid. Bloodlust the tower here does why?
Not going to be much of a defense other than pulling that wave, like you said. Nisha will be perfectly happy with that. This continues to right-click away. There's nothing to say. Being pursued a bit by Matu, but not wanting to get Waning Rifted and potentially taken out.
And it looks like PSG.LGD are making the decision to not even try to defend mid. They're actually just going to trade for bot. This is widely considered a bad trade. The mid tower having higher priority and being more difficult to siege in general, but they've only parked Y there, and now, well, Xinq's gonna arrive, but it's too late.
Too late.
Tower's gone, so 1-for-1 tower. I think Secret again happy with this.
Yeah, 4-person smoke from Secret as Ame is in the jungle. Let's see who they actually try to pursue. Matu. He's gonna run into Ame. Avalanche has already been expended.
Matu did steal the Centaur creep though.
I try to go for this tier 1, but
small wins. Yeah.
Secret basically all in the top lane for the most part. Minus Puppy.
Zai will keep him mid though, so they are getting a little bit of value out of the dragon form up top, but not much. It expires now, and Zai will make sure that Secret don't end up trading 2-for-2 on towers here, but rather that they hold their mid while taking top. So really good stuff here. I think rotating Magnus mid is probably the best choice. It was either him or the Wyvern, but I think Wyvern is a bit concerned with just getting Dove, as that is going to happen to Puppy instead. We'll get the cookie off.
Yeah, there's a little bit of space there. Continue to get pursued, but Yapzor's in the vicinity, gets the cold embrace off. That's going to mitigate all that physical damage. Faith Beyond rethinking his decisions here. We'll just have to walk away, but Puppy basically dying to just these creeps. Very, very... I mean, that's death of 1,000 bites, Cinderin.
Yep.
Does not feel good, but PSG.LGD get what they want there.
Funny situation, you know, there was a really good juke from Puppy. I think this is how he buys the most time, but also how he put himself in the worst position. And the follow-up. And Secret do spend 2 TPs rotating down there with Wyvern and Dragon Knight to effectively not do anything much with it. So I think in hindsight, you know, sometimes you just cut your hero. It's not like this was going to turn into a tower push from PSG.LGD. I think they were just going to grab that 1 kill. And they will be very happy to also get those 2 rotations out of it, making space for Xinq in the top lane. Dream Coil.
Yeah, Coil has to be expended. Nothing to say. Trying to get these little bugs off. Xinq helps that a bit as well, but still being forced out completely by Matu. So Matu working on the Maelstrom, so about 1,200 away from finishing that.
I feel like Weaver is the single strongest hero in the game to buy Falcon Blade on. And that's an item that's been gaining a lot of popularity in this recent patch after the extra buffs in 730. Even at the times when Falcon Blade was a rarer purchase, we would still sometimes see it on this specific hero, and it's because Weaver is a very much tempo-based carry, and all of the stats are just incredible. You want the mana regions, you can spam Shikuchi for the farm, you need health because you inherently have pretty atrocious strength gain on this hero and bad base stats, and you want the damage because you're a carry. So obviously has been a feel-good item for a lot of carries here, but we've seen it fade a little bit in popularity, but it's remained the pickup for Weaver through the entire tournament as a carry.
Which my matriarch will prize.
And you're seeing there, right? He feels very confident up here, just pressuring the Puck and the Phoenix in the lane. They don't have enough to take him down.
Yeah. Well, in terms of item pickups, Zai, is that a... Yeah, Blink Dagger just got delivered to him, so that's obviously a big deal for the Initiation base hero. That is Magnus. Nisha finds Y for now. Yapzor not able to catch up though. They're going to take an Ignite for their troubles here. Nothing to say. Finished Veil of Discord, by the way, and actually bottled the Arcane Rune as well.
Very interesting to see him not get a single point in phase shift against Dragon Knight. It is a dodgeable stun if you're playing on distance, but going for the full-on damage approach here, nothing to say. And this is an important smoke for them. They're going to try to collapse with Shapeshift onto the mid tower. If they could find a pick, they could get this tower, but Secret with a good read are already all moving top toward Ame. And he will probably TP away. He's going to go bottom and play the triangle instead.
Oh my god, that was
very close.
About a half second away, but gets away nonetheless.
And Secret probably, they're going to rep back to mid. And Puppy will take care of probably just scatter blasting this wave and then backing off, or just pulling it with a little shredder, but well, Secret need to do something more than this if they want to hold it. Just the summons of Lycan are doing it on their own, and Snapfire can't kill these off without using ulti. Yeah. In which case, you could just pull them away for a second and go back in. This is a really good push from LGD, by the way. They're giving Secret no opening, essentially, by doing it this way, but at the same time also forcing heroes to be in position and ready. But this is such a low commitment play. You just have a Lycan with the creeps there and the Vlads.
Yeah, they're just farming the jungle, poking at the tower. Yep. Forcing Secret to be kind of in an awkward spot. And yep, now the smoke comes out from PSG.LGD. See what they want to do here. Nothing to say. Still working on his Blink Dagger. 1,000 away from that, as it's got off to a slightly rough start, but based on his performances so far this tournament, I expect him to only bounce back in the mid-game. Wrapping back around top of the Roche pit, and you can see that Matu is in the general area.
Oh, he's in trouble here. He's not expecting this move at all. There's a coil.
Yep, there's the... All right, they're going to get the coil off. He's not going to break it quite yet. Now he does, and, well, still silent, still stunned, and brought down. Big kill for PSG.LGD, but Niche and company want to get some revenge. Cookie on top of the Dragon Tail. Y taking most of the damage. It looks like he'll take out eventually. His RP gets dodged by nothing to say. It has the illusory orb come out, but there's the curse to follow. It is enough to bring him down, so a 2-for-1. As the first death was, of course, Matu, but now the chase with Faith Beyond, popping that ult of his. Puppey just getting decimated by this Sunray. And with this, I believe PSG.LGD will back away.
Really
Wolf
clutch.
versus Dragon.
Really clutch phase shift dodge on the RP, but still can't get out, and they get on top of him with the Dragon Knight and get the kill. And the curse next to the Lycan summons. This is something you need to keep in mind all game as Faith Beyond is... A lot of the time on Lycan, you can try to play around the curse so you don't get your hero stuck to your own creeps, but you also need to play them around your teammates. And in like these clutch positions on the map on high grounds, it can be difficult to find an attack angle without exposing someone. And YapzOr very quick to identify that. All right, there's going to be an illusory orb coming out of this phase shift. I'm going to just curse him next to the wolves, and he's going to die. Yeah. So very nice from YapzOr.
Into the Roche pit. Secret goes now. Nisha, of course, does not have his ultimate to work with. Zai, no RP. But they know a lot of ults are down for PSG.LGD as well. Although Coil is online, but it's Roche is already at half HP. Looks like this is just going to be given up. Not even sure if they're aware this is happening.
I think they have a pretty good idea and are opting not to go. They're just too far away.
Can they get the deny on Roche? That would be pretty epic. No. Matu gets the Aegis, Secret gets Roche.
Well, against some of the teams in the tournament, they would have been able to deny the Aegis there with the Wolf because nobody would have picked it up.
That's true.
Secret have watched the replays and have identified that Aegis of the Immortal does give you an advantage and is worth taking on a hero.
Yes.
So they will grab it there onto Matu. Very happy that he did his research there. Very new element to the game, Aegis of the Immortal.
I mean, it's one of those things where the pressure is so high, you can't emulate this, you know? And sometimes you're just thinking about other stuff, Cinder, and you know this all the time casting. You literally don't listen to anything. Well, you don't listen to anything either.
That's
so,
true.
I don't know how you get by in life, to be perfectly honest. Ame has the Shadow Blade with the Echo Saber in tow, going for the Blink Dagger next, and then into the Silver Edge. So pretty standard build for the Tiny here. And how close are we to... I mean, Helm of the Overlord was finished now for Faith Beyond, and Ags will be next. So we're seeing basically the same build. Quelling Blade, no boots.
Now, what creep do you want on the Helm of the Overlord? Do you want the Dragon or do you want the Golem? I'm not sure, actually. Even the Thunderhide is super good for Tiny with that attack speed. Yeah, right? So he's going to get a Golem this time around. Of course, doesn't get to choose. He gets whatever spawns here. The max health is nice, but at the same time, Wyvern does a decent job.
The Golem synergizes really nicely with Tiny. So maybe they'll confuse that for the real hero.
Yes.
You see? Anything's possible with TI. The pressure really gets to you. Sometimes you see things. Basically an even game, though, in terms of net worth right now. Still 3 minutes to go with the Aegis for Matu. Let's see what Secret can do to try to take advantage of this second life.
And it is worth keeping in mind, this is a 17.5-minute game that has 9 kills, and Ame has been in 0. He's 0-0-0. He's playing the Merlina Medusa of old, literally just farming side lanes, hoping his team wins the game until it's over. It's a very memorable game for me. It's all the way back from Dota 1, but when Merlina, I believe he was playing for King KS Int at the time, he had a game, he ended 0-0-0 and won as Medusa.
Man, what a
Hit
boss.
creeps all game.
What a boss.
And then they won. But Ame is going to get involved now, has Dagger and Shadow Blade, so now the farm is going to, the net worth is going to be put to use, so to speak.
Right.
As they are making an invasive play here into the enemy triangle. Going to be farming it up. One of the nice things about Helm of the Overlord, it can just farm ancient camps very easily. So as long as Secret aren't willing to take the risk of going there, there's some extra income for Faith Beyond. Naturally, they might find Matumba again.
Matu has a good idea that they're here, though, based on how he's playing.
Keep in mind, by the way, the 2 carries, Tiny level 15, Weaver level 12.
That's
Weaver
true.
won his lane. Like, this is just
Yeah, he's
It's
going to get
just
the swarm
tiny
off.
enough.
Atheon using his ult, mostly for defensive purposes here. But Ame's in the vicinity, gets the avalanche toss, and down goes the Aegis.
Oh, Zai almost died.
Zai gets cold embrace in the meantime, still has his RP to work with, but it's the Golem that's beating the crap out of him. Will have to back away, and now Nisha in his dragon form still has his BKB available to go. But here comes Puck, he has to force out the BKB. Nothing to say, he's gonna get stunned, but gets the coil off. It's only onto one from the backside. You see the Mortimer Kiss is coming as well from so far away, but the cancel from Ame blows up Puppy. Mid Mortimer's Kisses, still has his buyback though. Matu, time lapses, okay.
Playing it close there.
Absolutely.
That's one of those high-risk, low-reward plays where you could get one attack in on the Ogre, not even close to killing him.
It looked awesome.
It did.
Flashy
Took a
Matu.
risk.
I love it. As Ame, yeah, he is, this hero is so insane right now. It's so hard to, I mean, late game it feels like, oh, we've seen so many games where it's like a 1v4 and like, okay, surely they'll kill Tiny and he just beats the crap out of everybody, but just to run away.
Yeah, so we're going to see immediate burst here. Look at how much collateral damage he did to Zai there with just the combo and the tree throw, but good cold embrace does keep him alive against the ancient granite golem, who, you know, you shouldn't underestimate this. When we talk about Helm of the Overlord, a lot of the time we focus on, okay, is it the dragon can split push waves? Is it the golem that gives AoE health to the team? But it hits for 250.
Yeah, they all do.
It's like a hero. It is actually an extra hero that you get as Lycan. I think Faith Beyond didn't even attack anything with his hero that fight. It's literally just the golem and the wolves doing the work.
As we're going to see an Orchid pickup by Yapzor. So going for
somewhat late by his standards, minute 20 here. Is very good against Puck for a while, but ultimately it will fall off as Puck starts getting a good defensive counter item such as Yule's, Lincoln's, Disc. Currently looks like he will go straight for the Disc, has the recipe and the Arcane Boots, so nothing to say. Wants that solution to Dragon's Hill Orchid immediately. And if you want to be clutch as Secret against that, you kind of need to force out the Disc reset and then make another go. It's hard to imagine a play where they can one-shot combo him, because if you force out the Disc, what's your follow-up? Like, all of the status resist is just going to make it too difficult to take him down before he gets his spells off and resets.
Secret have smoked up now. I mean, this is so exciting. Every team at this stage of the tournament now very close in skill. Most people give LGD the advantage, but I don't know if it's that much. There's the initiation onto Jin Q. Orchid going to prevent any type of getaway here. Nisha gets credit for that kill.
Nice pick. It is unfortunate for Secret only onto position 4, but it could start the makings of a push on the bottom tier 1 tower. At least looks like Nisha is planning on getting something done here, but at the same time Matu is showing in mid. So LGD are offered two choices here basically. They could try to go and defend their bottom tower knowing there's no Weaver, or making the map read that, okay, they're only showing Dragon Knight and Snap here. They could try to invade and kill the Weaver in the triangle. Presented with those two choices, they are going to defend bottom tower with Ame's Tiny. He is now going to Shadow Blade up. Can he actually one-shot combo the Magnus with 2k health?
I'll just say
9
yes.
armor.
I'll just say yes.
He hit. Okay, well, he can one-shot the creep wave. That's confirmed.
Illusion.
Wow, that's shocking at this stage of the game.
Can't believe it.
I mean, I don't want to underestimate Tiny. I mean, he's holding a Christmas tree, for God's sake. Only a complete sadist would beat the crap out of people with something like that.
If you did have to choose a tree as a weapon, I think it's not the worst choice, but I do think there would be better types of trees as well.
I'm sure we're going to get a lot of tweets about what would be the best tree for destroying somebody on the enemy team. I mean, it does have a pointy end, so.
Yeah.
And the ornaments can really hurt.
A lot of needles.
Plastic is terrible for the environment. Probably terrible for these heroes
depending on what the ornaments are made out of.
That's true.
They have the same color as the ancient granite golem's eyes, so maybe previous victims of Tiny engraved into that tree.
That would be a great Arcana addition.
Sounds like an episode of Slax's lore show.
Sure, we're not going to say the name of the show because, you know, we don't want to plug anything.
Yeah, we don't do that.
2K net worth lead here for PSG.LGD. Nothing to say. Like you said, the Eondis is ready to be assembled, basically. Just waiting for the right time here.
Yeah.
As Zai, haven't really seen like a true initiation with the RP. We've seen like the single RP that basically at the beginning when he got his Blink Dagger initially, but not much since then. There's the Horn Toss. Skewer back. Looking for a quick kill on Y, and they'll get it. Seeing the power of this Horn Toss, Cinder, and this shard is S tier right now. No doubt about it.
basically has around the same AoE, I believe a little bit more than Axe Call. Not around your entire hero, but in the frontal cone. It's bigger than Call, and obviously pulls enemies back so you can skewer, so very strong.
All right, Faith Beyond, Aghanim Scepter online. So
yep,
he can bite Tiny.
Really managed to put the amount of pressure that I think they would have liked before this now comes out. Because Ame, okay, let's summarize what Ame has buffing him up right now. He has 4k health, by the way. So he has Ancient Granite Golem for the health. He has Bloodlust. He has Wolf Bite.
He now has a Christmas tree as a wolf. This is a new tradition that PSG.LGD is trying to get. Avalanche Top Matu gets blown up. Even pops the BKB, but cannot live through that.
Merry Christmas,
Puppey, early Merry Christmas for them. Puppey does survive the onslaught, though.
It's a disco wolf. I can't take this game seriously.
There's the RP from Zai, but it's more than a defensive maneuver. 2 dead for Secret, and no buybacks to work with. The Aga is popped. All right, Nisha is able to get that at the very least, but his BKB won't be around for that much longer, and so will his life. 3 dead and only 1 kill for Secret here. PSG.LGD really taking advantage of these timings.
I remember when Dragon Knight was a tanky hero, Shannon. Those were the days. But then the Dire invented the Christmas tree. And that just pierces through all armor you could possibly imagine.
That's right.
Obviously, the Silver Edge factor should be considered against the DK as well. I don't even think that was part of that kill right there. Had been using it previously for that Weaver burst, but... Yikes.
Yeah, that was unfortunate. And obviously, there's no way to know this, but the Avalanche thought Matu actually survived through that. Pop BKB, then die. If he had time lapse, he would have lived, almost certainly.
I don't know if he could have got the animation off. I think he BKB'd and instantly spammed time lapse.
Yeah, it might have been a too long of a cast animation.
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, either way, that's not a decision that you can really fault him for regardless. But 5k net worth lead now for PSG.LGD, and Tiny Ame is looking quite scary.
He has 350 CS minute 25.
Yeah. This is what Santa Claus looks like in hell.
How many CS is that per minute, Sunsfan?
I wasn't listening to a word.
How many CS does he have per minute? 350 in 26 minutes. Do the math quickly.
8 million.
That is very close to the truth. Good guess, good guess. It is more along the lines of, I would guess, about 13 or 14.
Okay.
But 8 million is not a bad guess for a first try.
Appreciate that, Synderen.
Yeah, very good.
American education at its best again. So, what can Secret do to get back into this game? They have a lot of initiation. Again, we talked about the Zai. They haven't been the ones to really start the fights in a lot of these cases. The PSG.LGD smokes have really set the tempo of this game, especially after the online activation of the Aghanim Scepter for Faith Beyond, as we're going to see Tiny in wolf form again.
Christmas come early.
Yeah.
Here he comes.
I don't see the Christmas tree anymore.
He doesn't find anyone.
He just has ornaments on his body. There's no... My God.
That's terrifying. It's a wolf that's glowing with lights everywhere. It just throws a tree out of its mouth.
Yeah, it's a thing of nightmares for sure.
Oh my goodness.
Obviously has this shard, as you can see, so don't, unless he throws the Christmas tree, he'll have it up despite what it looks like right now.
When he throws the tree out of his mouth, he loses all of his glimmer because that's from carrying the tree.
Right.
So,
all right. One of the best cosmetics in the game, no doubt. That's the one I equip as well. Matu.
Roche is up again.
Has his BKB, obviously, but hasn't really found much farm after the fact. Synderen has the Chrysalis right now. And they need a lot more damage from him. But really the problem is he can't survive a lot of this damage as well.
I think, honestly, that's the key word right now for Secret. Where's the damage? I think that's the biggest problem. How do you kill Tiny with 4k health and 20 armor with these heroes? Weaver doesn't have a Daedalus yet. Your Magnus has gone full utility build. Your Dragon Knight doesn't have AC. Wyvern does good damage. Honestly, I think Yapsor needs to play the key role in killing the Tiny. He needs to somehow get the Curse Orchid and a lot of damage from Arctic Burn, or they're just not taking him out.
Well, the problem is now, even if you use Orchid on Tiny,
he has Satanic too.
He has Satanic to dispel it.
Goodness.
So he is looking pretty. Going for a Moon Shard next. All right.
He has spider legs as well, so now he can cross terrain as a dog.
So he's going to be a wolf rock spider hybrid.
The Quick Fox.
With a Christmas tree. Don't forget that. Very important aspect. There's the Avatars. And the break onto Nisha. He's going to get saved by the cookie. Here comes the RP. Onto 2. You can see the Sunray doing a ton of damage, trying to heal up Ame, and that Satanic is doing a really good job of that. He's going to be able to find at least 1 kill here. The coil was on a couple of heroes. This Yapster's going to take a tumble, but bunch of buybacks from Team Secret. They want to try to win this fight, but PSG.LGD, they're only going to cost them one buyback, and now the pressure is on to Matu on this Weaver, getting extremely low, but is able to sliver away just fine, Cinder, and PSG.LGD only lose one.
Yeah.
It's basically 3 buybacks for 1.
I wonder if there was a play there for Yapsor where he could have got a curse, but I don't know if there's enough in the tank, right? Like, what's going to kill the Tiny in the curse? It's a couple of Lycan summons and probably still gets the Satanic off in the end and finds the kill. So, honestly, Secret did a lot of things right there in order to kill the Tiny, but the numbers just aren't favoring them anymore. You imagine a type of fight of that kind 10 minutes ago and Secret probably kill him there. But obviously LGD never presented them with the opportunity until now that they feel strong enough that they will come out ahead. Now 8k gold lead for them. In a very good position.
Even with a nice RP on Ame, obviously with the 20 talent giving you extra status resist, it's going to be hard. I mean, even with all the lockdown in the world, they just don't have the damage still. It's just the main issue.
And you see the confidence from Ame. He's actually confident enough that he doesn't need armor, that he's just going to go for the Moon Shard. The armor will be coming from Lycan getting the AC. A lot of the times you will see the Tiny... Oh, actually, they swapped it around. He wasn't confident after all. So they're going to get the Shard on Lycan for the split pushing Wolves. And then Tiny himself will be carrying the AC. I guess the communication was something along the lines of... Faith Beyond's like, I'm getting AC next, and Ame's like, I kind of need the armor. So I want to get it. That extra 10 is very important for him to stay ahead, basically, because you did see a glimmer of hope there for Secret that, you know, a little bit more damage on their cores and maybe there's a kill there. So Ame wants to stay ahead of the curve with...
we have an initiation from Nisha, but the Sunray from afar, nothing to say, is super fine. Even the Orchid being used, and the Curse on top. But there's the Avatos in wolf form. Down goes Yapsor to start this fight. 70 seconds, no buyback.
Kind of reminding me a little bit of a Little Red Riding Hood here, just that Wyvern is...
Yes.
Wyvern doesn't really fit into that story so well.
Yeah, I was wondering where we're going to go with that, but I don't know what children's stories they say.
Where Rush was going to go, and goodbye. 5-second kill.
Yeah, Age is down, and
they get the shard.
Faith Beyond.
For now, he might pass it on. He was planning on buying it anyway. I think. Okay, they have it on Phoenix already. Who could they even give it to at this point? Ogre?
Nisha. All right, Secret do find a kill.
All right, gave the shard to Puck.
Okay, so Waning Rift, yeah, a little bit of knockback, which synergizes with the ult, and it gives you a little bit of vision to be able to de-ward and whatnot.
Yep.
That's solid.
Some nice fairy dust.
It fits the lore, I think. I think that's fine.
It does. Fun fact about Puck, inspired by, which play was it again by Shakespeare? A Midsummer Night's Dream, I think.
Sure, I definitely read that one in school.
You don't know books, you only know movies. I don't know either, but I can pretend.
Yeah, I like how you bring up something you have no knowledge of and then rely on me who also has no knowledge of it.
My entire life is built around pretending.
That's true.
You have no idea.
Fake it till you make it.
Yep.
That is the best advice you can give anybody.
And then you keep faking after you've made it.
You keep 6k net worth lead just from Ame and Matu. Just the discrepancy there. That is pretty gigantic. But if they can find a way, I mean, obviously with the age it's going to be difficult, but if they can find a way to kill Tiny, then it's a little bit more it's way more manageable for Secret to actually win a fight here.
Okay, how do they kill him twice? Let's theory craft a little bit here. You're probably looking at a Horn Tusk Skewer into Fountain.
Yeah.
And then you need Cookie or Dragon Tail for the first life.
Okay.
But the problem
you need level 20 on Zai to get that Skewer talent.
Exactly. Zai isn't 20, so I don't know.
I think you also need Aghanim Scepter on Yapsor to get the constant burn, percentage-based damage.
Yeah, could help. Okay, Ame's going to go ahead and 5-shot this top tower.
Okay.
Fair enough.
He's looking very nice. He's 25 now, so ends up taking the 2 toss charges.
And mid tower, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Oh, okay. Lacking a little bit on damage there, Ame. Let's be real.
Yeah.
Okay, that wasn't as impressive as we've seen so far this game.
Gotta step it up. All right.
Maybe if he was a wolf, he could have killed it.
500 CS minute 33 for Ame.
Okay.
For comparison, Matu with very good farm has 360 on Weaver. Yeah.
Oh, we're going to see the break onto Nisha. Able to disrupt the Avatos combo though from Ame.
Yeah, Ame has that extra toss charge, so with that level 25 might be able to solo the Dragon Knight even if he gets the full-on combo with Avatos into the secondary toss before Dragon Tail comes out. He's gonna get bit though. And go on the hunt for Matu, who he's expecting might try to poke either the bottom tier 2 tower or farm this area down here that is being scouted by a wolf, but very wisely Matu just hiding off in the side. Now it's going to show with the bugs and hide again. There's no detection, I believe, on Ame, so yeah, kill him off and he's going to TP out. Good read from Matumba Men there.
You just need to do that a million times more. I mean, that does waste a lot of time for Ame, obviously, but they're still sporting a double-digit net worth lead right now. And there's a double damage rune bottom.
It's going to be taken by Puck.
Okay. That's a little bit surprising, I won't lie.
It's pretty good on Tiny, I've heard.
Yeah,
maybe he can start
so.
3-shutting towers then.
Yeah, but nothing to say is like, you know what? I had a rough start to this game. I only have 1 kill right now. Tiny's getting all the credit. Time for me to show up here. Has the Octarine Core, Boots of Travel, Eon Disc, Blink, and Veil. He has...
You wouldn't think he got stomped in lane, would you?
I know. He's bounced back pretty admirably, I have to say.
Oh, he might see Matsu here. He could coil the gem.
No.
Very close.
Already expending the Arctic Burn here. So only a minute left on his Aegis. And, I mean, oh, okay, we have the Skewer back. This is on to Y again, so it's going to be a freebie. He seems to be the only one that Secret can kill pretty reliably without getting baited into a pretty big team fight.
Dragons, the Elder Dragon form is expended for this from Nisha. So once Ogre respawns, they are down that key spell. But the good news for Secret is they're effectively denying the Aegis value, right? There's 40 seconds left on Ame. He has not hit a base tower yet. So good job from them not getting caught out. I think what LGD really wants in this game, their play call, is we want to find any core and then force the buyback with a high ground push. But without finding that core, they just haven't felt confident to just press the issue. And it's understandable. You're against Wyvern, you're against Magnus. It can get dicey in the enemy base always. You get skewered into towers, and then if the enemy team tries to help, there's that curse. And LGD are probably confident as well that, well, guess what? If we're just farming, we still have plenty of room to grow. Tiny will be getting a Swift Blink sometime soon. And wonder what he's going to get last, actually, here for Ame. He's going to swap in the Treads now, of course.
I would think Daedalus.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, Daedalus plus Silver Edge, I think that's fine still, right? Double crit, but
yeah.
I mean, you could eventually, if you kill Roche again, get the Ags, which... I don't know, Ags is interesting on Tiny because it's from a distance, right? It's not exactly how he's playing right now. As Nisha going to get the Arcane Rune successfully here. But yeah, still room to grow. I mean, we've seen Butterfly, obviously, in the past.
Wonder if there's any point he wants BKB as well.
That's true. You could be that guy and buy BKB.
Then you're only playing into Curse and RP, and you know you're not dying in either of them. And while you're BKB'd, you're forcing them to use those spells, or their heroes are just going to disappear.
So Matu did get his shard, so this is going to allow the Swarm to reveal Invis units, which should be pretty helpful against these Shadow Blades.
Yep. And gives him a bit more spread damage with the Geminate attack. Pretty common pickup for Weaver. It increases your effective damage output in teamfights by quite a lot if you get the right position.
Yep, and I mean at 25, I'm guessing you can take the Geminate attack talent as well, right? Because that just synergizes even more with the shard.
Probably, yeah. I think you do in this game at least. You're still starved for damage, right? Like you've pointed out a couple of times, they're killing the Ogre, and that's pretty much it. Yeah.
I mean, I have to say, Secret, despite kind of being stuck in their base, the lead for PSG.LGD hasn't really grown by much in the last few minutes. It feels kind of like it's tapered off a bit. Just kind of at a standstill to some degree. Take control of their outposts again and their jungle as a whole. As PSG.LGD almost certainly just waiting for the next Roche, which will be Roche number 3.
They're really banking on at some point Secret are going to slip up and get caught, but they haven't for the last 5 minutes. They haven't been able to find a single core kill. They keep using this wolf bite onto Ame and letting him chase, but there's just nothing to be found. Secret are always in the right position, but well, that's an easy kill on that. Some of the Overlord. Secret will finally make their way into their own triangle to try to reclaim some ground. And I would imagine PSG.LGD will also send their Lycan over.
I don't know if he keeps that, but Leveler on Tiny.
Oh my goodness. Well, he's going to hold on to the Ascetics cap for now.
Yeah, you could just wait for the building hitting, I guess. Just for the extra siege damage, but... yeah, you can't get much better item than that from the jungle for pushing the towers.
Even the Leveler's base stats are kind of nice, right? The 50 attack speed and 5 armor.
Wait, it gets 5 armor?
Yeah.
I didn't even know that.
It
That's
got
so
changed,
random.
It got changed a while back. I think
Okay.
it used to be 60 attack speed
How
and
could a
nothing else.
weapon give you armor? Good offense is a good defense? Is that,
I guess so,
is
yeah.
that the saying? Or the best offense is a good... You're supposed to correct me when I'm wrong, Cinder.
Yeah, it's a play by Shakespeare. Look it up.
Yeah, he was really into basketball back then. Pretty sure he invented it.
Yep.
As we can see, the lead is, I mean, it's growing a bit, but I mean, typically in cases like this where they're getting starved of the map, like at this point, I would expect like a 22k or more lead for.
That was a very specific number.
Yep. Because it makes you sound smart if you get very suspicious. Oh my God! That's like that. 2-shot.
Wonderful. Well, I found him. Finally, a pick for.
Nice voice lines there. Let's just keep layering them while Yapsor is still dead.
Can I just keep saying that? Then we don't need to cast. Just keep saying I'm dead until the game's over.
One day it shall take our jobs, no doubt.
Ultimately, we're going to have so many voice lines that can narrate an entire game.
We
They
have the
might
winning
not
rip,
to. Might force his BKB with a coil. No.
Chikuching away. Yeah, not taking the bait.
Interesting. I thought coiling there would feel good for nothing to say. You know, you've got Octarine Core, the cooldown's pretty low, and forcing BKB charges is by no means a waste.
Seeing a replay here of Yapsor dying in 2 hits, as he is actually kind of happy about that. He finds it amusing.
It's like, I survived the first hit. Did you guys see it? I didn't get one shot.
We have a sheep stick picked up by Faith Beyond now. So he is, he's really farmed himself.
Yep. Interesting choice. Obviously goes for something different. Oh, okay.
Double damage again.
Okay, I want to see him kill Roche with this. I think he's not going to. I think he's going to kill it without it, unless Secret try and contest, but he will hit for, what is that? 905.
Yeah?
When he's close to everything that he wants. Something like that.
Pretty good. That's what
Alright, we'll fight double damage. Okay.
Okay, they want to go for a fight now. He has the Bloodlust applied. Ame. How many shots will it take? He finds Nisha. No, we'll back away for now. Oh my God! Yapsor's dead in 1 shot this time. Nisha, despite having the BKB. Oh my God! Secret are crumbling because Tiny is gigantic. Ame.
What happened to
Nisha already used his Dragon Farm, so even if he buys back. Alright, Roche is dead. That has Aghanim's Scepter on it. And I believe that Nothing to Say took that, if I'm not mistaken here. Yeah, and he consumes it, so...
let me ask you a question. When is the last time you saw a hero that wasn't PA crit for over 2k without a rapier?
About 30 seconds ago, Cinder. And the buildings, there we go. He's not even putting the leveler in his inventory. Happy with the Penta Edge Sword. There's a buyback onto Nisha. And the buildings are going down quite fast. Oh, all right, gonna get the top of the skewer back into the tier 4. Gonna have the buyback now onto Matu. Stun onto Ame. Can they kill the raid boss? Nope, he's just gonna heal back to full HP again. And of course, he still has that Aegis for another 4 minutes.
Super heads-up play from Nothing to Say. They're getting into them on the back line. When
Secret has to get something out of this. Zai looking for an opening, but it's not going to be found. Instead, he's going to go down to his grave. Finds back into the game. Looks like Nisha, that's a dieback. 120 seconds in the grave for you. Ame, triple kill. Wolf, Christmas tree, lights. Just say anything, and it makes sense at this point, Cinder. And that's 2 sets of racks for LGD.
Broccoli.
Into the top lane they go. And Matu, that's 1 shot to half HP, has to time-lapse it up, already expends the BKB. They can't defend this. There's absolutely no way. 45k network lead out of nowhere for PSG.LGD. The skewer back on the Faith Beyond. Can they get a constellation kill of any kind? It's not looking like it. There goes Ame again! Oh my God! What an absolutely filthy performance from Ame. Oh my goodness, Gaben, help us. Tiny is on another level. I mean, we talked about how Magnus was kind of the hero of the tournament, but Tiny's up there as well, Cinder.